Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's jump into the queue here. Nameless Surf playing Kumbwall, the two other players online at the moment. That's the downside of playing, in the middle of the night, I guess. And they're gonna have a bit of a long one, it looks like. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could Tia, make it a short game, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think both players are going for, like, Zamora and... Dare I say Omega? I don't think so. Kumbwall actually looks like Savior might be on the menu. Because why else would you do this? Well, apparently you're not getting Savior either? What is this? This is like nothing. This is not an anything build. Why would you do this? Maybe if you wanted a really late Savior, because you're worried about your opponent building Sinestra against you. So you pick up the Forge, and then you get a Savior behind, maybe? Is that, like, good? Doesn't seem great. There's not much soak, so I don't think Savior's really a thing. Okay. Well, at least I correctly interpreted what the player was trying to do. Even though it doesn't seem like a great thing to me. Like, don't you just... I don't know. Savior is good in a surprisingly large number of situations, so maybe you can make it work. But I just don't get it. I don't know if Tia is coming or if Sinestra is coming, but I don't think either one would make Kumbwall happy. Well, maybe Tia would. If he thinks he can survive that, then you're happy for your opponent to do it, right? I think you should just float the blue so you can get another drone. No, you kind of need a wall, don't you? Yeah, I think Sinestra's coming now, right? Tia's just so committal. I don't know if you can finish the job. Well, I guess you do have two dynamos still. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Actually, this does look pretty good. Kumbwall doesn't have enough tech to defend this. This does add like half as much attack, and it gives you 7 more drones. Yeah. There's just not enough soak for the Savior, is my opinion here. Wow, you really think you're going to be able to buy an Omega? Before the Savior lands? And like you're not buying drones? All of this looks wrong to me. Just get 3, yeah, okay. I mean, God, Savior's like pretty amazing. But the enemy can still add like a Sinestra. And you don't have enough tech, yeah, okay. I think the Tia's still winning here. Should be getting through next turn. Plasma Fire is not gonna be enough. Just lose all your drones to force fields and crawl up in a ball and die, right? You're also like out of walls. Yeah. Alright. Fight me. Hey, we got another game. 2 tier 8 players. One player has an ampo, the other's about to die, looks like. Nameless Surf, okay. Guy's beaten 2 Savior players in a row now. Me last episode and just now Kumbwall. Base plus 8, 60 seconds. tough set already, I can tell. There's several big-ish absorbers, but there's also Tatsu and Ice Blade. And there's Centrifuge, which makes everything more complicated. I don't think you want Omega. Colossus seems like it has trouble with Tatsu. But Tatsu is just like absolutely murdered by Xenos or Ice Blades, right? And if you go Tatsu trying to stop your opponent from going Colossus, they respond with Ice Blades and you're like, oh, whoops. I feel like a Xeno into Ice Blades is maybe kind of a thing here. Or you can get like a Xeno into Colossuses if your opponent is set up to not punish them too badly. I don't really see Centrifuge doing much of anything. You could use it to get one Tatsu or something, but I don't know. That doesn't seem very good. Really? What for? This is very strange to me. I guess Tatsu, but... like, I don't know, maybe you want one Omega? Yeah, this is the opening I sort of expected. We pick up a conduit and then like a forge, and everything feels fairly natural. I'm going forge first, okay. Doesn't... I mean, it seems fine. I think it is probably normal, but you might consider a conduit first, maybe. Omegas, huh? It's a little early to get a Colossus next turn, I think. Well, I mean, they'll be doing, what, 4 damage? I think I just want more drones, and I'll get a Xeno first. I don't know, a Xeno kind of sucks. If they're going to be just, like, piling on the Omegas. And importantly, I'm about to be getting Colossuses, so... So what if I just do this? Ah, right, I can Tarsiers and Xeno, or Tarsiers and Pixies or something? Because, like, Xeno doesn't really do that much once you get Colossuses going. So it would only be defending for, like, 1 turn. Whereas, like, the Pixies kind of do something. I could try Ice Blades, but I don't think I'm going to get enough damage for that to be very good. So I think we just get, yeah, like Tarsiers and something. Pixies and, well... Really? I mean, it looks like I'm setting up for Colossus, but I don't have to. What is this? Like, they want Tatsus, and they were trying to trick me into thinking they're going Omega for some reason? Why? I I think Ice Blades should be pretty good against someone who has quad red. Or, yeah, who has 4 red. Their Tatsus are so breach vulnerable. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're getting a bunch of pixies. I don't understand. They're going to be able to pick off my Ice Blades exactly, which is cool, I guess, for them, but... I don't... Should I have gotten Xenos because they're so good against Tatsu? I don't understand what's happening. I seem to be completely wasting all my green. I thought I'd be able to get Gauss Cannons, but I just don't have enough econ for it. I could Force Field to like try to protect some backline stuff, but I can't actually protect enough of it, and I think they're gonna just kill an Ice Blade, so... Instead, I'll, I don't know, actually, will they? I think they should, like, deal 6 damage to my backline, which could be both forges. Kind of stinks for me. Maybe I get 1 force field. Now they can only kill... no, they have 9... I have 5. They could kill 1 forge this way. And then I still get like Ice Blade and then Gauss Cannons, I guess. Gonna have to hold 2 drones, yeah. There you go. You can pick which drone. They're again setting up to like exactly kill an Ice Blade, which is fine. And now I don't mind offering them a breach. I think they won't take it. And then I can get like Ice Blade, Gauss Cannon. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I guess these things are happening. They're just gonna try to keep my Ice Blades down with pixies, I guess. I don't know. I can still buy 2 Ice Blades with this. I don't think you're gonna be very comfortable with that. Maybe you are. I don't know. Seems like a lot to deal with, and okay. Alright, well, my green absolutely sucked, and I still won. Imagine if I had $4 more that I could spend on like a drone. But the point is, like, the green didn't suck because it threatened Colossus or Xeno, depending on like what they did. And then they went for something where I didn't need green to beat them. Right, this double red was a huge commitment. I think they thought I had committed to Colossuses. Right, I was gonna build 2 Tarsiers and like Splitter Pixie or something. Maybe Xeno, I don't know, probably not. But I don't have to do that. And I recall I mentioned at the beginning of the game, like, isn't Tatsu pretty bad against Ice Blades? Now, Pixie does help quite a bit, but, you know, going triple forge and then, like, never buying any blue units besides Pixies is kind of a bummer. And going quad red into, like, sometimes floating 4 red, also a bummer. So, I don't know. This kind of feels kind of bad, but it works well with Ice Blades, sort of, because you have a backup plan if they breach you for your forges or something, or your Animus. You can just start buying Gauss cannons and say, I'm still breach-proof. But I think the bigger like problem was that Tatsu is so vulnerable, and Ice Blades are not. Both of these threaten breaches, but Tatsu's care and Ice Blades don't. You know, the downside, of course, is that my opponent was absorbing like all this attack most of the time, right? I was only actually killing a drone. And like, then I killed a wall. You know, meanwhile they're killing like an Ice Blade. But the problem is I'm able to build more Ice Blades, whereas they're having to build walls. Because while I'm not killing that much, my threat is escalating with the Ice Blade freeze. So, I don't know. I think, would they have had a chance if they hadn't gotten this Tatsu, this second Tatsu? It seems like a pretty bad spot still, but maybe they could just keep my Ice Blades under control by killing one at a time and like just building walls for a while until I run out of Ice Blade supply. But if they do that, I don't know, I can switch to Gauss cannons and maybe that's fine too. Alright, well, tell you what, I'm gonna get in the queue here and I guess we'll just try to get a second game in this episode. Yeah. I was thinking, what happens if I don't get a match? How long do I wait in the queue? But alright, Nameless Surf is there and ready for a tiebreaker. Base plus 8, 60 seconds. I see a lot of soak. And a decent absorber, or several decent absorbers. Is Odin good here? Or... wait. What am I doing? God. I was like, why is this... I've made that opening before. It's so bad. It's never an opening you would make on purpose, but I get confused sometimes. I think this is pretty good, and there's not, like, that big a threat against it. Like, what's opponent gonna do? Smorkus me? I guess. I mean, I can get a Chrono Filter, which would not be great, but it's fine. Maybe I can't get a Chrono Filter. I don't know. I think this is a high econ game. I want to see what you do to persuade me that it's not. 1A? Like, that has to be the play here, doesn't it? So you think it's a moderate econ game, or you think it's important to keep your drone supply. Or not supply, but, you know, keep some normal drones. So you can do this, obviously, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just get more drones. I don't know whether Odin sees play here. Bombarder is like pretty good, and maybe you don't want to commit to the Odin. But you can also, like with Chrono Filter, it's maybe a smaller commitment. And you should be perfectly happy to, like, you should have red sinks. So maybe, yeah, maybe you do get the Odin because of Chrono Filter, and it's just sort of like a discounted splitter with threat that you like. I don't know. It's still, it's probably good. What is this? Like, if you're not going for a bunch of econ, I thought it would be red stuff. But now you're getting a bunch of Engies. Why? Why didn't you go 1 EE if you think it's a 5-engineer game? That just, I don't get it. So, like, I have some interesting options here. Like, I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. And, like, get a bunch of tech, but I don't really want a bunch of tech, so I think just a bunch of drones. I think I want Odin first. That is to say, I want my first thing that I get to be Odin, so, like, I mean, it's a lot of tech. I think we gotta wait like at least one more turn before we start doing any Odin stuff. But like BB2 at some point is a thing I could buy, and then I'll want like 22 bucks the turn after that for like Odin plus ossified drone. So I'm clearly not there yet. What is this opening? This is so weird. I don't think this should be allowed. Maybe I get the Chrono Filter now, and then on the Chrono Filter off turn, I get 2 more forges. 1/2 DD this turn or something. Yeah, that's all I can afford. I can't add even a conduit to that. And I could get an ossified drone instead of a Tarsier with the Chrono Filter, I guess. I'm not sure which is better. Having a red sink will make it easier for the Odin turn to happen without wasting anything. But having an attacker, of course, will, you know, give my opponent more stuff to worry about. This seems pretty good. And I get like a splitter or a wall. If they get a Smorkus, I'll wall. If they get Tarsiers, I'll splitter. That leaves me 15 bucks. I kind of want to spend 4 on drones. That leaves me 11. BB. No, I don't want to buy the forges this turn. I want to buy them next turn. Yeah. So I think a Tarsier is probably better. Like, I get Tarsier Splitter. That's 10. DD1 again. And maybe a conduit or something, I don't know. Maybe a second forge, or a forge. Oh, they're giving me a Smorkus to wall against instead, okay. The other thing is I might buy one forge next turn so that I have a single blue. And then I can buy like a wall into the third forge on the turn after in preparation for Odin. I could have gotten a 5th Engie to like vivify more drones. Maybe that would have been a good idea. But I want to keep some drones in supply for ossifying. I think that's good. Maybe I don't know. I also just like wasn't thinking too carefully about what I'm doing with these $3. Yeah, I think I could have bought an engineer this turn, maybe even the previous turn. But I'd have like a lot fewer drones, like real drones, and in exchange I'd have a little bit more money. I mean, that's how Vivids work. But I'm a little worried for my opponent here. It's not the way that I hope to win. Well, I mean, at least right now they have a reasonable turn on the table. I'm connected to the internet. Yep, just double checked. All right. Okay, well, I hope everything turns out all right for you. So here's what I'm thinking, right? The ossified drone doesn't do much now, but it gives me something to do on the Odin turn. Next turn I can get like a splitter and a forge and some drones. It looks like opponent got back. That's good. And they'll be up on attackers for sure. But if they want to buy all that stuff, like, I don't know, it's sort of hard to get things this turn. Like, I'm clearly saying that I plan to get Odin 2 turns from now, so that's something they're planning around. Shouldn't you, like, well, I don't know. Floating a lot of tech here, making the earlier decisions look not so great. Really wish I could like just get a conduit or something. There's been so many turns I've floated 3 and it feels terrible. My splitter actually gets to attack next turn? Is that correct? No, they'll be threatening enough damage that I can't comfortably do that, I think. Right, they'll be threatening 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. I have 4, yeah. So I guess I get this Engie. I have 5, 8, 10, and I can afford to ossify, or just Tarsier, honestly. Nice Marcus click. I don't know, what do you think? Tarsier? Ossify? I kind of like ossifying because I can do that. I don't have enough tech at the moment, but I can like buy some stuff next turn? Question mark? Okay, I don't know, I'll try this. Yeah, I'm sad about not having any bombers, for sure. I kind of want like an Animus soon. Like, it'll give me a lot of red, which is sort of more than I want, but being able to buy bombarders regularly is pretty important. I just didn't want to have to commit to 3 blue. Maybe I should have. Why did I get this blast force? This chrono filter, actually. It was just easier to work in early, I guess, was the thing. Okay. I just don't have any attack, it's my problem. It's a serious problem to have. And now, like, if they click everything, they kill my Aussies and they kill my Rhinos, but I get the Bombarder started. I don't know, this doesn't feel very good, to be honest. My main advantage is I'm up 10 drones. Maybe overdid it a little bit there. But I'm having some trouble on the attack front. I think I just give up all the ossified drones now to keep the Rhinos. Oh, I don't get to keep anything. They clicked everything. Fine. Well, if I had a choice, that's what I would have done. I think I'm sort of hoping that they click Odin too much, and that my long-term economic advantage lasts against the pressure of like bombers and Odin clicks. Ooh. Kind of stinks. Could do this. I mean, I still like think I'm losing. But I've gotten some defensive tempo going here. No, I think that was the right defense. Interesting. Keep 2 endies over a wall? Okay. I just have so little permanent damage, is the problem. And they're getting better access to the important soak in the set, i.e. Bombarder. But they're having trouble spending all their tech. If I could breach, what would I breach for? Tarsier, probably. Like, you could consider Smorkas, but that's silly because 2 Tarsiers have the same health and they don't have to pay red to do the damage. Okay. I really would like to click everything. Oh no, there. Well, it kills the rhinos, right? Like, that's still pretty cool. They lose 2 damage this way, so this actually does defend, barely. I wish I could ossify, but I spent those, so... Now is when we put the pressure on their inferior economy, hopefully. Although, honestly, we just lost the Bombarder click, so it's not all that much pressure. I think I just don't have any damage. We'll see. I have a lot more econ, still. Right now, this Odin click kills, like, basically nothing. It kills a dead Bombarder, an empty Bombarder. No. Well, maybe. Having swung that Odin, I suddenly have a bunch of time to add real attack, which is kind of nice. But, you know, I didn't do any real damage this turn, so there's trade-offs to be made. I think it was important to get a Smorkas instead of a Bombarder, and, like, I don't know. Maybe Bombarder would have been okay. But I was just thinking, like, there's been some turns where I have a lot of trouble spending red, and Smorkas fixes that problem. Rhino supply has been depleted. Well, that's a little bit worrying. Yeah, I'm gonna have supply problems if nothing else worse happens to me first. I just haven't been able to buy nearly enough Bombarders. they're putting on enough pressure to keep me off of that bombarder train. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Yeah, I'm just like actually dead here. They're doing so much more damage. Yeah, okay, I can leave. So, I think that the biggest issue was, well, it was how long I went before building attackers. Right, the ossified drones really did not pay off very much, and I like over-droned. Like here, wouldn't it have just been better to float the energy and buy Tarsier? Probably. And like yeah, the chrono filter was also a problem. Like it did not work out well at all. Could I have done something better? Like here, I could have gotten a different tech building, like a forge or something. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I under-teched and sort of over-droned. The chrono filter, it lets me get the Odin with less commitment to blue, but actually I want a bunch of blue because I want like Bombarder and Doomed Walls. So like really this chrono filter worked out very poorly. And the ossified drone that I got with it compared to just buying a forge, like really did very little. So if I had just like gotten forge and then later more forges and animus or something, I don't know. I mean, here I could also have gotten first animus. Make life a little awkward for my opponent. And just Smorkas. That's, I don't know, like, Smorkas openings I don't give enough respect to, typically. It is a big problem for your opponent to deal with, like, 2 damage that, you know, okay, sure, they can just wall up, but, like, they didn't really want to wall this early, usually. Like, if you buy a Smorkas early enough, you can do it before they wanted to defend. And then you can just continue about your merry way, like, not spending red for a while. So I think that their Smorkas made me do a lot of awkward stuff. And I didn't really choose the best awkward stuff either. Yeah, the chrono filter was a big mistake, I think. Alright, well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.